What's up, family? We call you family because you are. Welcome back to
Something about
the
Millers.
Millers.
That was so corny.
Yep, but it worked though.
Yeah.
Today we just wanted to talk to you. We're going to call this Let's Talk. That's all it is.
Hold on.
Let's talk.
Here we go. Let's say hello to Flower today. Flower. Again, Tabitha Half. What's her real name? Donna. This is Flower. Flower is she's doing pretty good today.
Mind of her
I
own,
guess,
don't
for
she?
real. She was acting up yesterday. She a little frizzy, but it works out. Anyway.
You ready?
I'm ready. It's ready.
Anywho, let's talk. That's all we're gonna call it. Let's talk. Today we just wanted to we've been talking about it for a while about being, I guess, the roles of a step parent or being being a step parent. However you want to word it.
A little background about us. We both have children prior to us getting together. So my daughter was 10 years old when we got together, and his son was 9. So, yeah, 9 and 10.
Right.
Actually, we got together in September. They both had a birthday, but it was still the same. Yeah. So.
All right, so let's get right into it. Being a step parent is different. It can be challenging and it can be rewarding. So we Googled just to see what Google would say about being a step parent. You know, we had our own not decisions, but our own conceptions. Is that the right word?
Well,
preconceived notions of what a
Yes.
step parent is and should be. All right, but what you got?
Okay, so according to Google, the step parents role, it says step parents are additional parents, not replacements. The biological parent remains primarily responsible for the child, while the step parent signs on to become a support system for both the parent and the child. And then it goes on to say, the first key to being a good step parent is making a unique connection with each child.
Okay, hold on. See, that part right there, I just wanted to pause. And we said, it says making a unique connection because every child is different. Just because your friends, acted a certain way with their child, stepchild, does not mean that works for your household and your child. Because, like it says on there, every child is different. Every person, you're unique. Each kid is unique.
Right, and some, let's not even put it on the children. The children could come innocent, but that parent could be petty and, not really willing to bond, so, yeah.
That's true. Very true. So, for us, let me see, I made a couple notes, but did you have more?
Nope, making a unique connection with each child. So, nope, that's good because each child is different. Each child may need something different. One child may need hugs, but this other child may not need hugs, or redirectioning. So, yeah, each child is definitely different, and it's up to the parent to bond with that child, to figure out what does that child need from me.
Okay, that's good. So let's go all the way back to the beginning for us. And like I said, everything we're talking about is us and how it relates to us and how things worked out for us. I'm going back to when we first got together, me being a stepdad, coming into Bree's life so this is back in the early 2000s. So back then, it's always something going on in the media. Back then, a big thing was touching, men touching girls.
That still go on.
Yeah, it's been going on, but even before that. But the media always has a big push on something. But back then that was
molestation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back then it was big because social media was just blowing up, so everything was more visual. You could see it and hear about it more because of social media. So for me, back then, it you had to be careful as a man, even though I'm with you. Then you coming in with a daughter who's already, now it's different to me. It's different when the child is 1, 2, 3, little kid, little girl. But then you're talking about a 10-year-old girl.
That probably had to be kind of, I ain't gonna say hard, but again, like you said, you had to be very careful on how you approached her, because things could get turned around. Right.
So at that age, you still got to be careful because you're talking about, you may be an affectionate, and I'm speaking from a guy's point of view. You might be an affectionate kind of guy who likes to hug or nothing wrong with high fives, but let's just say hugs or kiss on the cheek. But in those instances, you kind of have to be careful because you don't know where the child is as far as mentally,
or the mother. That's just
the mother is. Just say example. Mother's in the living room or in the kitchen cooking. You're in the living room watching TV, and the daughter walks by, or you and the daughter stand there talking or whatever, and you give the daughter a hug, like, oh, congratulations. Maybe she ain't told the mother yet. Oh, congratulations on your A. On that A, and then the mother walks in around the corner. First thing she sees is, even though you're married, and you're the stepdad.
Oh, let's not even be married yet. Let's just.
Well.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying because it's step parent. Okay. So we're assuming that you're married when you assume the step parent.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I was going with. So the mother walks around the corner. Boom. You're hugging the daughter. Oh, congratulations. But it might be a trigger in the mother's head, like, hey, wait, get your hands off my daughter. You're like, wait, I'm married to you. Yeah, you're married to me. You hug me. You don't touch, you don't touch my child. I'm like, but I was giving her a hug because she got an A and she was happy and I was happy. So it depends on where,
I think
where you are.
That's good. That's real good. I think it depends on communication, and I think it depends on the mother knowing her spouse. I think it also depends on how comfortable the three of you all are together, because that hug would have meant nothing if that hug always goes on in front of the mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but mom wasn't around at that time.
Right. So it's I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that scenario. But that is good. So I guess in that situation for me, it would be we have visitors. With that scenario, it would be hopefully the mom and the dad have already bonded and have already talked about affection. What type of affection I will allow you to have with my child.
Okay. Yeah, and so we're just telling y'all, anybody who's becoming a step parent, that's just part of communicating. So
right.
Long story short, communicate that part up front.
Right, because like he said, you never know what kind of trigger could be set off in the mother. What if the mother had been molested? What if the mother had been, touched and this, that, and the other? So he goes to hug the little girl, and then she walks in, and it's like, oh, what you doing? So communication off top, period.
And that's something we didn't do we didn't communicate that aspect right there. So thinking back now, for me, that left me in an awkward, situation, because I believe, like Bree, as a kid, with no father around, would want, oh, my dad or stepdad loves me, he gave me a hug or whatever. But when you're standoffish and you're reluctant because you didn't communicate that with your spouse, then it kind of leaves you in an awkward place that's hard to get out of if you don't establish that up front.
Right.
And work on. That's something you have to work on too. Like you said, you never know what somebody's been through.
And me as a single mom, trust me, I prepped my child. Hey, anybody, did he try to do this? That you just bringing a strange man into your daughter's life. You still have to, even though you trust him, but so many things go on behind closed doors that it's like, wow, him, he did, or even women nowadays, she did that to that boy, so you have to communicate with your children. If anybody touch you, I don't care if they say they gonna go to jail, this, that, and the other, and it depends on, I cannot say it depends on the age of the child, because I don't care if the baby is 2 or 3, whatever. But anyway, so I said all that to say, me and my daughter always had that conversation, and her answer was always no. Her answer was always no this, no, so say hi, wave hi, y'all. Okay. Since you're here.
Hi. Hi.
Come here, Aiden.
Hi.
We can't see your face.
Okay, all right.
You can go.
Bye.
All right. So yeah.
And that right there leads me up to disciplining your stepchild, which also involves usually touching. Maybe if it's spankings involved, and we're saying spankings because it may be a little kid. So if it's spankings involved, or well, we're gonna say beating, because that's something totally different there.
But if you're beating your child, you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, we grew up getting beaten.
We did, but it wasn't right.
Yeah.
That's part of slavery.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Our
what's wrong? Hurry up.
Yeah. Beating, we got beat growing up.
We did.
Yeah, we didn't get spankings. We didn't get whoopings.
Beat.
We got beatings. If y'all think back, I'm sure some of y'all, a lot of y'all out there got beat. Switches, extension cords.
All that.
Brooms.
Shoes. Telephones.
Oh, the telephone cords.
Whatever.
The hanger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking about my childhood. Luckily, I ain't traumatized. Anyway, I ain't even got nothing to do with step parent.
Well, you did say
I did say
touching, but discipline.
Discipline, but anyway, we got to talk about mean grandmas. Anyway, discipline for us. I guess I ain't gonna say I got lucky. I was able to discipline, but not. Spank. I never disciplined to spank. There's other ways to discipline besides spanking. And I'm definitely not saying spanking is wrong, because hey, whoop they butt. I'm sorry, that's my thought. Whoop they butt. And I can say that even though I've never whooped my own child.
Right. Have you ever whooped Kyrie?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Popped, hand pop, butt pop. Yeah, I definitely didn't butt pop. That type stuff. But no.
But not just boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom. This hurts me more than it hurts you.
Right.
Yeah, all of that. No. But discipline, a step parent, I believe, has to have a line that they can't cross as far as discipline. But I do believe they should be able to discipline as a man if you've earned the right to discipline.
Or a woman.
If you earn that. You can't just say, we're married, I'm going to discipline. Right. No, you got to earn that respect from the mom and the child.
Right.
Because if you're not disciplining physically wise, that child still has to respect you enough to follow your discipline code. You're on the punishment. Bree was something else.
This should have been a live video.
Why you say that?
It just should have, but go ahead.
We can redo it.
Right.
Anybody can comments, tap on the live. We ain't even live right now, but
Right.
anyway, yeah, because this actually goes,
Real.
deep,
Yeah.
and we're gonna allow a live, so we won't get into
We might
everything.
do that as soon as we get off here and just jump on Facebook Live. But anyway, come on. Boom.
Okay. All right. Anyway, discipline. Like I said, I was able to discipline Bree, but never spanking. I was never told not to, but I never did because I felt like that was her mother's job. That was her mother's position. I was a step parent, and like the comment said on the phone, your role is to be an addition, a help, pretty much a helpmate to the parent. So you got to establish a bond between you and the child, and you and the mother.
Right. As far as my husband disciplining my daughter, I had a problem with him disciplining but not showing the love, not showing, not balance.
Yep.
There was always, if you always fuss at a person, but you never reward or say, hey, good job, or I'm proud of you, or, good game today, then it's like, so all you do is fuss.
Yeah. And not to cut you off, and I think as far as us, for me back then, I'm not gonna say the problem, the issue was not ever being told how to be a step parent. I was never told, this is how you be a step parent, this is what you need to do, this is how you handle, a situation. It's hard to do something when you've never been taught how to do it or explained to how to approach a situation. You just kind of go into it blind. And that part of that was the whole affection touching thing, because it was like, okay, I can discipline you, but I don't know if I should be, if I should hug you. Okay, and then on top of not being told, even as a man growing up, how to express that love verbally, verbally wise, like, oh, Brie, I love you, great job today, rewarding with words of affirmation.
Right.
Totally different than Milani.
And also, you were still young, you were still, we met in our late 20s, early 30s. So that's still, you were still growing as a man and still learning yourself. Now you have a wife and a stepchild, so that's a lot. But at the same time, you probably had a lot of your grandfather in you where it's like, do, wash dishes, clean up your room, make sure this is done, make sure that is done. But it was never a good job, and that's what I used to tell them, okay, you can discipline. I don't mind you telling her what to do, but as far as where's the other part to where she see, oh, there's a balance. There's not just, do X, Y, and Z.
Yep, and that's exactly why we're here today to, help somebody else out.
Right.
Because learning from my own mistakes, I see a lot of that stuff now. I mean, I seen it years ago. So now me and Bree have a good bond. Even though Bree's grown, but we have a good bond, a good connection. To where it's, oh, I love you too. Hugs, calls, talks. It's different because now I see, because of guidance, because of church. Some of the men in the church. Just growth.
Right.
Over the years.
And then, being secure with yourself, being secure with what you can bring to her, knowing that her father, was killed when she was 2 years old. It's like, okay, if I'm going to be in this girl's life, I'm all she has. So I guess at one point, in our relationship, I guess that probably clicked. And,
Yeah, and that was later on, but it should have been something that clicked early on. But again, I'm going back to, you know, when you're not taught something, it's hard to learn. It's hard to do something you're not taught how to do. You can't shoot basketball free throws if nobody ever showed you the proper, you know, form and technique on how to do it. If not, like I'm showing Milani how to shoot, you know, you just throwing the ball up there. You just don't, and you might make some of them, you know, sometimes you hit and miss. But if somebody shows you the proper form on how to do things, you know, it makes your job a whole lot easier. And you're going to make more than you miss.
Right. And to someone out there that is a step parent and that, you know, may have some issues, there are tons of books, there are tons of YouTube videos, there are tons of information out there on how to, or what may work for your home. You know, what you could probably try if you just like, man, I don't know what to do, how to, you know, you could just go to, you know, go grab a book or, you know, watch some YouTube videos to see, you know, like, oh, maybe I could try this in my house. And of course, communicate with the spouse first and see if that'll go over, you know. And
talk to somebody who's already been through it. You know, a friend who's already been who is a step parent. And then maybe they've already been through where you're at right now. So definitely communicating with somebody.
And like with us, we, like you just said, you know, learning from your mistakes. You know, you're able to say, hey, I should have, or we could have did this, but, you know, the mindset that you were in back then, you know, it's like maybe it was prideful. Maybe it was, no, I'm going to let her handle that. Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. It was definitely something to I'm going to let her handle that as far as, it all depends on the situation.
Right. So, yeah.
And then that, you know, also each child is different. You know, I'm going to say some kids are easy to love and some kids are a challenge to love. You know, I ain't going to say hard to love, but a challenge to love because any child can be loved. And Bree was, and we're saying Bree because that was a stepchild. We're being transparent. Bree was difficult because Bree was Bree. Oh my God. Bree was vocal. Bree was busy. Bree was in trouble. You know, you coming into a marriage and as soon as you're in there the first month, you getting calls from the school like, hey, your daughter is fighting, your daughter not listening to the teacher, your daughter is not, like, we got to go up to the school again. You start feeling like, oh my God, what is this? What is going on?
And me looking back, you know, I understand now exactly what that was. That was like, I'm not gonna say that was something that she had behavior issues. I'm not gonna say that. What I will say is that her father was killed when she was 2 years old. So, you know, I was a single mom, you know. A lot of times it takes two parents, you know, to, you know, so they can have both sides, you know. And I worked a lot. So she was a latchkey kid. So she needed some type of activity. She needed some type of outlet. So I think when she started playing sports, I think it started to get just a little bit better because she could burn some of that energy off. But in grade school, it was always, you know, she was talking, getting in trouble.
High school.
You what? I hate school?
No, high school.
High school, yeah, high school too. Yeah, so, and that was moving from one state to the next.
Right.
That's a different story.
A whole nother video. But just to move forward.
Yeah. So I think I didn't know that then, but I know now that she needed extra curricular activities, you know, to keep her busy, to keep her mind going, so that she could, you know, whatever it is that she was needing and wanting. And like I said, she was a latchkey kid. I wasn't there. I had to work. So yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, but
she was difficult.
Difficult. But that was the time when she needed her step parent. That's when the step parent should have been able to step in and show more attention, you know, more affection or whatever. So
or what you need.
Yeah, just being a step parent. That's what we're talking about it now, because somebody else can learn from you know, our mistakes. Or I ain't gonna say mistakes are our shortcomings. But my shortcomings.
I'm gonna be honest. I did try that. I tried, like, okay, we're gonna do this as a family. You and Bree, y'all do that, and then me and Bree, we do. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to find ways for them to bond and this and that, but you know, you weren't there yet. So, you know, it was just, you know, you had to kind of come around to it. You know, like you said, you came around later.
Yeah, but you can't, like I said, you can't tell anybody how to do something. They have to learn on their own.
Exactly.
You know, they just got to learn.
It just didn't work. It just that didn't work for us.
The worst thing you can do is try to force somebody, a grown up, a man or a woman, to do something that they're not comfortable in doing.
Right.
So moving on, like I said earlier, you know, each kid is different. Some are hard to love. Some are easy to love. You know, Bree was easy to love because of her attitude, her personality. It's just, boom, it's just out there, you know. Yeah. So you can't help but love her. She just like Milani, you can't help but love her. But Milani's, well, we're talking about being a step parent. She ain't a step kid, so that's different. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, when I say some are easy, some are hard, we also had Rakia and
Kyrie.
Well, yeah, Kyrie and Seti. Mm-hmm. For me, Rakia was easy to love. Mm-hmm. I think,
and for those of you all that do not know Rakia is my sister's daughter. Mm-hmm. Rakia is Tisha's daughter, and Cedria is also Tisha's daughter, which Tisha's my sister.
Right.
So our nieces.
Our nieces. And they spent a lot of time with us when we lived in Detroit.
A lot of time.
And to cut this story short, it was for me easy to love. But I think it was because she was younger, for one, and her personality was, she came with a loving personality. Mm-hmm. She came in the door like, oh, hey, uncle, you know. Mm-hmm. She came in the door like Richie, you know, a hug. And for me, it was like anytime I left the house, Rakia was, can I go?
Right.
Can I go? I'm going. Right. To the point where it was uncle, but it was dad. Mm-hmm. It was like uncle, dad. Like, long story short, each kid is different, so you got to find a balance in a way to make them feel comfortable along with yourself.
And Rakia was maybe 2 or 3 years younger than Bree. I can't remember. Yep. So if Bree was 10, Rakia was maybe 7. Probably 7 or 8, between 6 and 8. Anyway, so at that age, you know, Rakia was such a lovable kid anyway. Yeah. That's just, she's a love child. She born on Valentine's Day.
That's good. Yeah. Right. She is February 14th. Right. So it was born, it was in her.
And then Cedria was a baby. Ceddy was maybe about a year or 2.
Right.
You know, so that was just automatic.
Easy.
You know?
Pick them up, hug them, kiss them. Hey, you know what I mean? And then that leads to, does age matter, which we already got into it. Does the age of a child matter?
I think so, because guess what? What if you know, we would have came into this with teenagers?
You know, some of y'all out there doing that too,
like
right now.
Tasha and Johansi. You know, they had teenagers,
Ricky.
Older kids. No, I think she was a little bit younger, but maybe 14, 13. But what about 17 years old, 16 years old, you know? So I think that age could be very challenging.
Right.
Because, you know, you get a 16, 17-year-old boy, you know, and he's like, what? You ain't my daddy. What? Yeah. What are you?
Right.
Who you talking? Or a girl, you know, 15, you ain't my mama. You know, that type stuff. So, and that's where the communication with the parents come in, you know.
Yeah, because you and the parent, y'all got to be on the same page. You can't be one way and she be another way. Like, you want to discipline, and then the mother's like, you can't discipline my child, or you can't do that to my child. This is my child. You're like, wait a minute, I thought we was married. I thought we was a team. We were a unit. So in that situation, I'm gonna say you and the mother need to have a talk. You and the father need to have a talk and communicate. Hey, this is where we're at. This is what I like for you to do. You know, just have my back. Assist me, you know, in whatever I'm doing, so we can be on the same page.
And not only that, if the biological parent is cool, you know, and there's no bitterness, there's no I ain't talking to him. The biological parent can get with the couple, and they could all sit down and say with the kid and say, hey, listen, this is your step parent. You know, you need to respect your step parent. You know,
now that right there takes growth.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to be dealing with some grown exes, because I guarantee somebody right now watching this be like, nah, I can't do that with my ex. You know, we can't sit down. Us three or us, we can't even be in the same room
sad.
Together.
That's real sad.
But it's reality,
true.
though.
It's reality. It's so sad. But you know, I'm so happy we didn't have that situation.
You
know, like. Yeah, we were blessed.
Yeah, with no
baby mama
drama,
baby daddy
no
drama.
baby daddy drama, which would have made the situation a whole lot more difficult. Yeah. You know, being who we are.
Right.
We might not be sitting here right here today.
So you trying to say that? Oh, I get what you say. You saying that the baby daddy could have ruined or messed something up, or the baby mama could have messed something up.
I'm just saying that. You know that. Some people can't handle that drama.
Right.
You know, that drama, just constant drama every other day. You know, I'm dropping off the kid. You know, just the whole ex drama.
Right. I get you.
Anyway, last, I guess, question, statement. So what would you do differently? And we're speaking about ourselves, because some people going through it right now. What would you different, or what will you do differently after you turn off this video? You know, what would you do differently, or would you do anything different? Maybe you've done, you know, you've been a great step parent. Maybe that step kid calls you mom or calls you dad. You know, because of the way you've been.
Okay, I don't know. We might need to ask Kyrie that.
What?
Like? I mean, because
that's asking how
we you know, we text back and forth. We sometimes have. I love our conversations whenever we do talk, because you know we get pretty deep. So what can I do differently now? Is what you're asking me?
All right, I just wrote what would you
I have done differently?
Yeah, just say from the first initial meeting, but in the beginning and leading up to now, what do you think you would have?
I think I would have,
just to make it better,
right?
Better relationship, better connection.
Kyrie was pretty laid back. He was pretty chilled. He was kind of shy. He didn't ask for much. You know, it didn't take much for him. So he was easy. When I say easy, he was really easy. What I would do differently is probably, instead of having him and Bree together, I would say, hey, Kyrie, come run to the store with me. Or, you know, take him, me and him go to a baseball game or a basketball game together, you know, or me and him go to a movie together where we could just bond one-on-one instead of it being me, him, and Bree, or me, him, Bree, and Rakia. We've done that, you know, recently, just me and him bonding and talking or whatever, and even before just recently. But so I think I would have done that, you know, when he was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, just, you know, kind of like what I wanted to do with you and Bree, you know.
Yeah, and you said exactly what I would have said. That's everything I would have done differently. On top of, like I could say it now, on top of communicating with you, which I had bad communication skills back then. With my wife, I would have communicated with you more on, you know, I probably could have asked you, hey, what do you, since we're laying here pillow talking, I say, what do you think Bree, I'm sure you talked to her, what do Bree need, or what does Bree want from me? What did she tell you I wish Bam would
That's good.
give me a hug before I go to school every day, or like I do now with her and Milani. You know, before I go to work early in the morning, I'll give him a kiss before I leave.
And trust me, if you miss it, Milani will say, "Daddy didn't kiss me this morning." I said, "How do you know?" "Because I didn't feel him kiss me this morning." Okay.
Right. And she
Yeah,
said that to
so
me. I'm
she
like, how do you
knows.
know? I thought you were
Yeah,
asleep.
Right.
I was, but I still know you kissed me.
Right. So she expects that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something I would have done differently after I would have communicated with her mom.
Right.
Like, you know, what does Bree need? What do you think she wants? Or
Right.
I'm sure Bree, being a vocal person that she is now and always been, she would have told her mom, hey, I wish she would do this. I wish that, or wish not this and that. You know, though that's what I would have done differently in order to make the bond that we have now back then. Which in turn would have made the bond we have now even stronger. You know what I mean? It would have been even better. It probably would have been to the point where I wouldn't always be called the stepdad.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't be called, hey, that's my stepdad. Nope, that's my dad. That's my mom.
Right.
Why? Because to me as a man, you have to earn. If you're a stepdad, you gotta earn that. You gotta earn that position. You gotta earn that title. Just because you married a mom doesn't automatically make you walk into the house, beat your chest, say, I'm the man in the house. You're gonna call me dad,
Right.
Or else, you know, no. You gotta earn that, no matter what age the kid is.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I came in hugging. Like, I mean, I'm an affectionate type person, so I think, and it may have been differently. I don't know, because you know I'm a woman.
It's different. It was definitely. It's definitely different. I'm sure it's different to this day.
Yeah.
For a man and a woman.
Because we hug all the time. It's not. Yeah, it's nothing for me. Not, you know, that's just who I am. That's what I do. I give hugs, and it's nothing behind it. It's just a hug. You know, just.
And
how I show affection.
It's definitely different for a man and a woman, because you can do that today. You can hug a 14-year-old boy. You know, woman walk over and hug a 14-year-old boy. It's, people look at it like nothing. But then you turn around and see the same age man hugging a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like.
Yes.
You know,
Excuse me.
What?
Exactly.
What? And you know, and it could be nothing behind it, because
Lord forgive us, but yeah,
it's double standards in this world, and that's what we got to accept. There's double standards in there, and other situations too, but that's not what this video is about.
Right.
The whole point of the video was about being a step parent, and you know, things that you could do better, you know, things you wish you would have changed. I'm gonna say the first thing, or last thing, is communicate with your spouse. Communicate with that child.
Because you said you wanted to talk about not being a replacement. Did you talk about that already?
Oh, no, that was in that thing. Go ahead.
No, I thought you wanted to talk about it. Just basically, you know, step parents, we're not trying to replace your parents.
Right.
So you had something.
Right, and that's part of that, to communicating. Communicating is the key to everything. You know, a stepdad, his job is not to come in and replace the dad. His job is to come in and be an addition. I'm speaking from a man. My job was to come in and be an addition to the mother. You know, to be a helpmate, like it says in the Bible. My job is to be a helpmate to my wife and to my daughter. I need to be an addition to her, and I need to be an addition to my stepdaughter. Not walking in thinking I'm taking over.
Daddy now.
Yeah, right.
I'm the man. I pay the bills here. You eating my food. I'm the daddy.
Right.
You know, and like, no, I have a dad.
Right, and that's and that's the job of a step parent, man or woman. Women, if you're stepping into a relationship and the man has a child, your job is not to step in and be like, you're gonna respect me. I'm the mother of the house. No, that's not it. And you're gonna be met with a conflict, especially from an older teenager.
Conflict. Okay. Listen. What about if the situation was challenging? Say for instance, we're married.
We are married.
Yeah. We are married.
We are married.
Well, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And your ex is always trying to cause problems. You know, no, you can't see the kid. Yeah, you can see the kid. The kid need diapers. Baby, you need some new shoes, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So now it's kind of challenging for me to, I guess, accept that kid in. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, the kid ain't done nothing, innocent, all of that. But now that the mom and the other mom may not see eye to eye, and now she got to look after this kid that the mom is causing issues. Talk to the people about that. Like, how should they handle that situation? Because, you know, that kid can be looked at as a thorn now. Like, because of you, you're causing issues in my house.
Yeah, and what that parent is doing they're planting that seed in that child, which is gonna, you know, you can badmouth a ex so bad to a kid that they start forming that that in their head. Yeah, like, oh, that's what he is. Oh, my mom don't respect him. My dad don't respect her. I don't have to respect him. So when I go back to their house, I ain't finna listen to her.
Right.
Or I ain't finna listen to him. He ain't my daddy.
Especially if it's an older kid.
Yeah, they like, my mama said, you ain't about nothing anyway. You just married my dad because he got money. I don't have to listen to you. And, you know, you sitting there like, I want to knock your head off.
Right.
But I'm trying not to because I got God in me.
Yeah.
But I really want to knock your block off.
Yeah, and so you made a good point. You know, we really need God to help us in these situations. And I'm not saying me personally, because again, I did not have to deal with that. But I'm telling y'all, you know, I'm sure that it has been rough for a lot of you out there that have challenging exes, you know, that may try to make things difficult. And now you got the kid coming in, and you have to still care for this kid. You have to be a loving step parent, and you still have to cook and make sure, you know, they have what they need, and not say, no, they ain't getting no child support this month, or whatever the case. You know, you can't let that bitterness or that anger well up in you because of that other person's actions. Right. Is what I'm getting to. You still have to love that child because the child is innocent. Even though, like you just said, if the child come talking about, I ain't respecting you, you know, my mama don't like you, I don't like you either. Or my daddy don't like you, so I don't like you either. You know, so. And
you know how you can beat them in that situation? You still gotta come with love. You still gotta come with, you know, your reaction can't be to go back and forth with that child. Your reaction, I'm just thinking, in order to break that curse, that thing, no matter what the other person said, I'm still gonna show you love, and I'm still gonna show you respect. Right. And I think eventually it will click in that child that, wait a minute, my stepmom or stepdad is not that bad. Exactly. A lot of prayer and fasting will have to take place. Right. You know, seriously. Hey, because I mean, I'm sure that, again, there has been some kids that's like, man, I don't like you. I'll punch a kid. Right. I'll punch you, you know. So I just thought about that type of scenario with, you know, someone on the outside that's kind of trying to cause conflict, and then you still have to welcome that child over, you know, whatever the, you know, like, the arrangements, however it's set up, like every other weekend or every summer, you know, you still have to be loving and caring, and, you know, the person you are, and not petty. You still have to be the adult in this situation. Right. Okay, y'all. Well, we're gonna cut this video
we might go live
off because it's been going on a while. This subject is deep and it can go on and on. So if y'all have anything, leave it in the comment section down below. If you want to extend this and talk about it some more, you know, leave it in the comment section. We can do it again. We can talk more if you have a specific question. Or you can DM us. We can do it. You know, send us a direct message if you have any questions.
You know, if you have any personal questions that we could probably help you on. If not, we have a lot of couples that have been through this, and we could point you into the right direction on how to handle this situation.
Yeah, we got some real good couples who are really doing big things out there as far as marriage, relationships, and both the two I'm thinking of, both of them have been step parents.
Yeah.
So we got y'all. You know, anything you have, we got an answer for y'all.
Yeah.
If we ain't got the answer, we definitely can point y'all in the right direction. So, like we said, like,
share,
and subscribe to our page. It's something about the Millers.
It's free.
It's free.
Just go ahead and comment, like, share, subscribe, share, subscribe, share.
And some of y'all know us. Y'all know how we are. We are the same as we are. Just like her being a distraction right now. While I'm trying to do something is what we do daily. Is what I go through daily. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, and remember there is something about the Miller. We don't never do that. We don't never do that on cue. I mean, the right way.
You go ahead. Say it.
Hold on. And remember, no, that was corny. And remember, there is something about the Millers. Okay, that was
We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Jesus
Talk to y'all in a minute.
is love.